Signs of hope there in Victoria now as they get those infection rates down, of course. Still, elderly people are still dying in aged care homes. Those deaths keep mounting. But the spread in the community is slowing, as you'd expect when you've locked the whole joint down. Premier Daniel Andrews won't be hurried, though, into opening up, despite calls from business people, medical experts and the public, and members of the federal government. Throw them in as well. But he is throwing more money at businesses, and he's getting restaurants and cafes in Melbourne ready to have outdoor eating areas. Stand by for yet more rules and nanny state policing of all that. But the real worry in Victoria at the moment is policing. What we saw in the Victoria markets yesterday was just obscene. The idea that police who did nothing to stop Black Lives Matter protests during the last lockdown should go so hard with riot gear and a zero-tolerance attitude against these anti-lockdown protesters is surely repugnant to most people. This is not okay, except in the most extreme circumstances. This is not what our nation is supposed to look like. This, obviously, is an overreaction. Remember, this police force has got a lot wrong lately, got a hell of a lot wrong lately. This incident yesterday is under investigation. It was unrelated to the COVID lockdown, but the level of police brutality with a vehicle and with a boot in the head is extraordinary and deeply worrying. And, of course, this is the same police force that's been so reluctant to call out gang crime, for instance. These are the same police who were so eager to prosecute George Pell. These are the same police who made a complete hash of justice when it came to the Lawyer X controversy. And we know they have to deal with a lot of idiots, but the police have to be sensible. They have to show restraint. The Victoria Police has been hassling pregnant women sitting in parks, and they've even handcuffed a pregnant woman at home in an unnecessary, heavy-handed implementation of draconian government rules. This is wrong. Deal with idiots, sure, but not with an iron fist and not with a jackboot. Still, the so-called woke warriors, who would be up in arms if anything close to this happened under a right-of-centre government, they aren't worried. In fact, they seem to think this is all a bit of a laugh.
Check out this incredible image here of riot police storming through Victoria Market today. What's so unbelievable about it? Check out the bananas, $1.50 for a kilo. I've never seen that. That is so cheap.
Actually, did I just see cherries as well? Are they in the season early?
Guys,
just behind the bananas.
You know what? They look like shields, but actually they're just big baskets. The cops were walking out there with shields full of bananas afterwards.
Strangely enough, that's the comedy. If you wanted the serious approach on this, an insightful approach on this, you needed to watch Gogglebox last week, which I think airs on the same station as The Project, also airs right here on Foxtel. And you saw the reaction there of mainstream Australians. And to my mind, it wasn't surprising, but it was much more insightful.
This was terrible.
What do you think? I think that's a bit much. Like, they could have gone there and actually given her a warning.
Well, I think she's a bit of an idiot, but I don't think she deserves that.
Do you know how you start a revolution? You arrest a pregnant woman.
Yeah, but the Premier in Victoria, he doesn't seem to get any of this. His response to concerns about police reactions and policing in Victoria today was very dismissive.
Much of this, well, sorry, all of it can be avoided if people don't protest. That's the first thing. Because protesting is not only selfish, but it's stupid.
Well, sure, but that doesn't give police the right to overreact. It's staggering that the left of politics should be so deaf to the concerns about police bully tactics and the infringement of personal liberties. In fact, we've heard from police that one of the reasons they didn't take on the Black Lives Matter protesters is because they knew they'd fight back either directly or by rioting and vandalising. So they let them be. But other protesters, other objectors, lunatics or not, have the full muscle of law enforcement thrown at them. The Premier does not directly control the police. We all understand that. But he should be directing a change of practice, a change of tone, a lowering of the temperature. Remember, they used to say, we're all in this together?